Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for race number 9 of the 4th season of the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series. It's race number 9, and it can only mean one thing. We're at the 2-mile superspeedway, the D-shaped oval known as Michigan International. This has been the mainstay 9th race of the Duracell Cup Series, going all the way back to season 1, and has brought about many interesting finishes, going all the way back to the really great finish there in season 1, where J Lopes was able to edge out his teammate J Millz for the victory. And then last year, we saw a rookie go to victory lane in Nathan Hudson. So will we see something like that happen here today? We've got quite a number of rookies that are starting towards the rear of the field, and a number of them brought about a 13/1000th of a second finish in earlier on today's non-charter qualifying race. On the pole for this one, though, is going to be Austin LaPlante. LaPlante had a good run last week at the Pukekohe Road Course, moved from 35th up to 31st in the point standings, but obviously still trying to get what's been a dismal start to his year turned around. Driver that's been very consistent, though, in the first 8 races, I should say, is Benny Watson, who starts in the outside of the front row. Benny comes into this race 5th in the overall standings, only 30 points out of the lead. Then you go back there to row 2, and you got a couple of drivers that, again, are somewhat struggling and trying to get their seasons turned around. Zach Rogers, boy, what an iceberg of a season it has been for him so far. He comes into this one 37th in points, behind 2 non-charter drivers in the standings that have less starts than he does. Zach Rogers right now running about a 31st average finishing position in the first 8 races. J Shelton, she's kind of mired right in the middle of the pack as she'll start on the outside of row 2. She's 22nd in the points coming into this one. Could easily move up towards the top 10 with a good run today. Maybe even just lock herself up a playoff spot with a trip to victory lane. And J Deaver, looking for his first career victory in the Duracell Cup Series, is going to complete the top 5. He'll start alongside of last week's winner from Pukekohe Road Course. That is J Belding, who picked up career win number 2 last week and first win of this season, locking himself up a spot in this season's playoffs, along with 7 other drivers, provided they remain in the top 30 in the points. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports, and get ready to go racing at Michigan.
Drivers, start your engines!
Well, we went caution-free at Pukekohe Raceway last week, but not to say it wasn't without incident, because we didn't have cautions turned on, and it definitely shuffled up the points, at least up there around the top 10 in the standings. Dylan Young, our winner from earlier on this year at Atlanta, comes into this race the points leader. He was the points leader going into that one as well, but he has extended his points lead now to 21 points over last week's runner-up finisher, Carson Gum. Ryan Brommer, our winner from ISM, is 3rd in points, 23 points out. Levi McIntyre hangs on to 4th, he's 28 points back. And Benny Watson, as we mentioned, he is 5th in points, 30 points out of the points lead. Jack Mitchell, he is 6th. Cole Baker in 7th. J Millz in 8th. 2-time Michigan winner and defending champion J Lopes is in 9th. And Mitchell Collins is in 10th. 43 points separate the top 10 in the standings. Right now, 7 spots are filled in by drivers as far as the playoff grid is concerned. 2-time winner T Wright holds the number 1 seed, followed by Ryan Butcher, Dylan Young, Ryan Brommer, K Batson, and J Belding. Actually, I should say 6 drivers have locked up spots. The 7th one is a question mark. Chris Dollerton still needs to make 5 more regular season main event starts, and he did not qualify into today's race, so the road continues for that 83 team. So could we end up seeing a 7th driver lock themselves a playoff spot here today? We'll have to wait and see. It was a fuel strategy race in the non-charter event earlier on today. What will it be in the main event race? Here in the Irish Hills, the Chevy of LaPlante, the Toyota of Watson. Get us underway. Let's roll! 42 cars took the green flag for this one, and we're already 4 wide in the middle of the pack. That was Ormond, Qualls, Parker, and Turner. Couple of Joanna Atwood Motorsports cars and the 2 Lake Effect Autosports cars. Fortunately, they settled it back out to 3 wide racing. As up at the front, LaPlante shows the way. Rogers into 2nd. Deaver moves to 3rd. We're going to see a lot of shuffling for position throughout the field if the non-charter event was anything to go off of. And hopefully if we have the 3 and 4 wide situations like we just saw back there, turn 1, lap 1, cooler heads will prevail. We managed to get out of some sticky situations earlier on today. Hopefully we're not going to see our first caution of the weekend here early on in this one. J Deaver moved up 4 spots in the points after last week. 23rd in the standings coming into this one. He's got V Almariego behind him. Deaver gained 4 spots in the standings. Almariego lost 4 spots last week after he was involved in a stack-up on the very first lap of that road course race. He's got K Batson behind him. Mentioned the fact that we right now have 6 drivers locked into the playoffs because they're all in the top 30 in points, but the furthest down in points is our Springfield winner, K Batson. He's 24th in the standings coming into this one. I believe he is about 16 points ahead of the cut line of 30th in the standings. Mitchell Collins now going to go to the inside. We're 3 wide for the lead. Collins 10th in points. Had a great run last week at Pukekohe. Moved up 7 spots in the standings. And there's J Millz in the 98, a runner-up finisher here at Michigan back in Season 1. Was really a runaway race with Jordan Lopes and J Millz back in Season 1. Doesn't look like it's going to be a runaway race for anybody here today with how close they are all together here since the drop of the green flag. K Mathews now in the 09. Michael Norman behind him in the 18. Mathews is 26th in points. He had a good run last week, gained 4 spots in the standings. Michael Norman, on the other hand, ended up getting involved in a pit road incident, lost, I think it was 3 or 4 laps on pit road as a result, and that dropped him outside of the top 10 in points from 8th down to 16th. How about the non-charter drivers? 4th on that inside line, that's Joshua Osborne in the 56. Who finished 3rd in the non-charter qualifying session earlier on today on fuel strategy. Adam Garcia, another driver that really struggled last week at Pukekohe, finishing dead last in that race. He was another driver like Norman that was inside the top 10 in the standings going into that race. Fell from 6th to 14th now coming into tonight's event. He's now battling with Jesse Turner. Turner comes into this race 15th in the point standings. He was another driver last week that was top 10 in points and dropped from 9th down to 15th. So there's 3 drivers in particular that dropped out of the top 10, and all of them right now up towards the front of the field. As T Wright trying to see if he can take the lead away from Adam Garcia, looking to be a 3-time winner this season in only 9 races. That would be a 33 1/3 percentage of starts to wins this season for the 28. Cody Llamas now going to get maybe put 3 wide. That's Tyler Gerardis in the 69, another non-charter driver, and another non-charter driver right behind him, the 24 of Arthur Xavier. And remember I mentioned that last year it was a rookie that went to victory lane here at Michigan, Nathan Hudson. Guess what car it was? The number 24 out of Northeast Motorsports that he put in victory lane. So could lightning strike twice, and we see that Northeast Motorsports Chevrolet go to victory lane in back-to-back seasons with 2 different drivers. And 2 different rookies, for that matter. If I remember correctly, last season it was between teammates as well. The Northeast Motorsports teammates of then Nathan Hudson and Jacob Thibodeaux. As Ryan Butcher, another winner from this season, is going to go to the bottom. He'll look for the race lead. Butcher winning a speedway race earlier on this year at Las Vegas. He's got Adam Sampsell, who won that photo finish battle between himself and RJ Bishop earlier on today. Now he's going to go for second, maybe for the lead. Seth Cole right behind him as well. A lot of our non-charter drivers up here at the front. The 13, 25, 24, 69. And we saw J Qualls in the middle of that 4-wide situation going into turn 1, lap 1. He's now worked his way up, taking 3rd position from a 3-wide situation with J Gardner and Ryan Butcher. J Qualls now on a 1-season winless streak because last week at Pukekohe was his last Duracell Cup Series win a year ago, 1 season ago. Trying to see if he can find victory lane here for what would be the 3rd time in his career. Jack Mitchell in the 0-1. Last year's regular season champion. And been very consistent the start of this year as well. A little bump in the road last week at Pukekohe. Dropped from 2nd down to 6th in points, but still right up there in the conversation. And there is last year's runner-up, J Thibodeaux, working his way up to the front right behind Jessica Shelton. Shelton and J Deaver have both been able to work their way back up to the front after they both started this race from the top 10. Shelton was 4th and Deaver was 5th, I believe, on the grid. Not really sure if we have any drivers in particular that are Michigan natives here at their home track. I do know that Matthew Rodriguez spent some time in the Michigan area. So I don't know if he would consider this a home track or not. He's been everywhere. He's been in California. He's from Tennessee. I mean, I don't know. Is Bristol his home track? Is Auto Club his home track? I don't know where it is, but I know he spent some time in the Detroit area of Michigan, so maybe he considers this a home track. As up front, Jessica Shelton shows the way. Mitchell Collins in second. Both these drivers riding some rather long winless streaks as well. But I think the guy you got to watch out for right there, the defending champion of the series, Jordan Lopez, a 2-time winner here in 3 starts. Back-to-back winner in seasons 1 and 2. And you know that he wants to be able to get up here, get a win, lock himself into the playoffs, and defend his championship. Very impressive that these drivers have been able to go 12 laps so far without an incident. I haven't seen much 4-wide situations at all since the very first lap. They've been basically 3 wide, so that's been a nice thing to see. These drivers using their heads, and a lot of these drivers obviously took the opportunity to observe the non-charter event here today. They know we're getting close to when they're going to have to think about making green flag pit stops, and what's going to be so interesting is some drivers were about 2 to 3 laps short of making it in the non-charter event, which means that here today, some of these drivers are going to be about 4 to 6 laps short of making it the entire distance. Someone blew up. I don't know if you just saw it, but there was some dark smoke lingering in turn 1. Kyle Mathews, Jesse Turner. Something's happened to those two. That's not just someone blowing up. There was a wreck, and there's no caution for it. I know for certain caution flags are turned on, folks. I don't know how something that had that kind of impact didn't bring out a yellow. Oh, we're 4 wide back here. Let's keep an eye on this, because this might be our first yellow of the day. Oh, they're still 4 wide. Oh, that's Sampsell in the middle with Ryan Butcher. Oh, there's contact, and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There it is. Phil Parker's around with Ryan Butcher, right in the middle of the track. Ryan Brommer gets a piece. Adam Sampsell, Carson Gum, I think, was involved. Now the caution's going to come out. It didn't come out for the first incident, but it definitely came out for this one, as Arthur Xavier got a piece of the wreck as well. To the line, it's going to be Austin LaPlante, the pole sitter, leading them back to green, or to the caution, I should say, followed by Nathan Ormond, Carter Friesen, and then it was anybody's guess from 4th place on back. It's scoring Millz and Belding, the rest of the top 5. Oh, and now they wrecked again under pacing. Tyler Gerardis, Mitchell Collins, and Levi McIntire. And now they're stacking up. Oh, don't do this, guys, please. J Deaver got jacked up from behind by Seth Cole. Ryan Acosta's got damage now. Carson Gum got run to the back of by T Wright. Dang it. This is why we can't have nice things. Mitchell Collins, all torn up. Jack Mitchell, Jessica Shelton, Cole Baker. It's a who's who of who's got damage back here. Well, that caution certainly turned this race onto its head, didn't it? Everybody's going to come to pit road since nobody would have been able to make it on fuel. They would have had to have pit in the next 10 laps anyway. Well, this gives us a reprieve to be able to go back and see what happened to Jesse Turner and Kyle Mathews that didn't bring out a caution. Then we'll look at everything that happened here under our first official yellow of the weekend. 4-wide situation going into turn 1. Still don't understand how this didn't bring out a yellow, but T Wright's going to hook Kyle Mathews in the right rear quarter panel. Mathews just straight up into the wall. T Wright was involved in this in the 28 also. Didn't realize he got right side damage out of that. Jesse Turner, more damage. And see right here, 47 is facing 90 degrees the wrong direction up the track. Yes, I know there's no oncoming traffic, but I mean, you've got the 09 who's clearly, that car is disabled on the outside line. I mean, why was a caution not thrown for that? I don't know. But unfortunately, that wasn't the only 4-wide situation that we had there in these final 2 laps. And this next one's the one that brings out the yellow flag. Correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Phil Parker on the inside of that other 4-wide situation? The one that we were just looking at? Well, he's on the inside of this one, too. See him push up the track there into Ryan Butcher. And then Adam Sampsell's kind of pushing the 78 down. And then a little more extra contact between Parker and Butcher. Oh, Parker just kind of forces Butcher up the track into Jessica Shelton. Cole Deaver and Arthur Xavier involved there. We're looking at the 13 of Sampsell, just right in the middle. A couple of other drivers, I think, got some pieces of this as they went by. Yeah, Seth Cole in the 25 got a piece of it. Watch the 9 of Ryan Brommer. He gets into Phil Parker. Carson Gum gets into Brommer. William Brock. Woo! Talk about sneaking your way through. William Brock's able to just barely make it by. Great avoidance there by the 88 car. And then as all this is going on, these drivers are going to come around and they're going to take the caution. And I think that it's Levi McIntyre in the 99 that this starts with. I saw his car kind of shoot up the track, and I wondered if he got hit from behind by Mitchell Collins. No, he didn't, but he's just way up the track there. And then, is it Michael Norman's going to trigger this wreck? Watch the blue 18. Oh, yeah, Michael just comes down into Tyler Gerdes, shoots him up into Mitchell Collins, and then Levi McIntyre, who was up there in that 4th line, just minding his own business, staying out of everybody's way, gets involved. And does anybody hit these guys is the question. Oh, I think they all got through it. But then they all just started stacking up. So drivers that didn't have damage before have damage now. Jack Mitchell, J Gardner, M Haas, they all ran into each other. There's Deaver getting hit from behind by Seth Cole. He's actually getting spun by Seth Cole. Ryan Acosta, J Qualls getting pieces of this. I mean, that's where it gets a little bit frustrating. The fact that all these drivers here, they managed to snake their way through all these incidents, and now they get damaged for really no good reason whatsoever. But the caution is out here for the first time today at Michigan. First time this weekend at Michigan. Let's go back for the green flag. We will go back green on lap 19 of 50. These drivers can still not make it the rest of the way without coming to pit road at least one more time. And projected that would be somewhere around laps 43 to 45, somewhere in that vicinity. J Millz won the battle off of pit road. He'll be the leader over N Ormond. Austin LaPlante was the leader. He dropped 2 spots back to 3rd. That's after having the number 1 pit stall as well for that 48 team. So they kind of dropped the ball on that pit stop. Carter Friesen lines up 4th with Joshua Osborne in 5th. That's Adam Garcia, Charles Belding, Patrick Smith, Keith Batson, and Michael Norman. That's going to be the top 10. After everything we just saw there, amazingly only one driver is out of the race, K Mathews in the 09. After the incident that didn't bring out the yellow, Jesse Turner is 1 lap down. See him on that inside line, and everybody else continues on, but a lot of the damage to the front end of race cars that we saw right there. This track just so aerodynamically dependent with the draft and everything. I think we're going to have a lot of stragglers here in this race, and we could end up having some very slow lap traffic if we manage to go into a long green flag run. As the green flag back in the air for J Millz. N Ormond in 2nd place, and now everybody's got to make some choices of which lanes they want because of that 47 being in the middle line. LaPlante's going to split him with Ormond up top. Adam Garcia follows on the inside line as well. The guy that's stuck behind the 47 is the 56 of Osborne. Now Turner moves up to the outside line, blocking Carter Friesen. They're going to try and see if they can stick that 47 all the way up 3 wide at the top side so they can make their way around, but Turner creating a roadblock for that 2nd line. Osborne, big run. Looking for 2nd, maybe for the lead when they head down here into turn 1. Garcia trying to get to the middle of the 98. Couldn't get there, but Osborne's to the inside. Look at Michael Norman. But that 18 never was off the throttle that entire front straightaway. He's now up to 2nd. A Almariego will move into 3rd with him. As Michael Norman will try. I thought he was going to maybe stay down there on the bottom to try and take the lead from Osborne. He's not clear on the 42. He tried to get down there, but Almariego was to his left rear quarter panel. Spotter did not clear the 18. And in a moment, we're going to wait for about 3 laps into this run to see if there is anybody that's off the pace, because at a lot of tracks like this, we may not even have to wait. We might be 4 wide. Oh boy, Benny Watson, Carter Friesen, who's backing out? It's Jose Millz and Watson that are both backing out. Smart. Very smart. Joshua Osborne, non-charter driver, out in front. Osborne is making his, I believe, second start of the season after he started last week as well at Pukaka. Might be his third start, but I believe it's only his second. And he'd love to join Chris Dollerton as a non-charter winner this season in a main event. V Almariego, though, got his first career win last year. Made it into the playoffs. Almariego this season, 33rd in points after moving over to a single-car team of Northwestern Motorsports. And right now, he is out in front and in clean air. Let's drop to the back, see about our stragglers. There's Phil Parker. He's off the pace in the 40th position. Doesn't look like they even took the opportunity to fix the right side damage on that Old Spice 74. Ryan Butcher, still see him all crunched up. He's battling with Ryan Brommer. That is a battle right now for the 38th position. Two-time winner T Wright will not be a three-time winner here today. He's off the pace in 37th. Jack Mitchell back here in 36th. Jessica Shelton 35th. Sampsell, who won the non-charter race earlier, off the pace in 34th. Tyler Gerdes, 33rd. Jesse Turner is a lap down. 32nd, Ryan Acosta. Deaver's 31st. Then you got all these guys back here that got some damage from the stack-ups. Patrick Smith, Cole Baker, Seth Cole, Carson Gum, second in points. Charles Sandfer as well. Looks like Matt Haas and Matthew Rodriguez might have some damage. Levi McIntyre back here also. This is the tail end of the lead pack right now. We've only got 22 cars that appear to be up to speed, still with a shot of winning this race. Zach Rogers and that Bang Energy Dodge, the last of those drivers. And who knows, we may not have seen our last caution of the day too, so these 22 drivers that are up here, yeah, they're up to speed now. Doesn't mean that their race is safe right at the moment. A couple of drivers that do have some damage that are still running up to speed. Cody Llamas, look at the back end of his car. Looks like he was one of the drivers that probably was run into the back of during that stack up. And we're 4 wide again. Oh, they're beating and banging. They're leaning on each other. Calling it. Going to be another wreck here off this corner. Oh, there wasn't. Jose Millz made that work. He pinched Charles Belding down, checked up that inside line, and got them back to double and 3 wide. That was a risky maneuver. Slow car Phil Parker! William Brock having to take an evasive maneuver there to the inside. This is what I meant. These cars are so off the pace, it's going to stack everybody up, and we're going 4 wide again. Oh, 3 wide instead. Oh, please don't go 4 wide, especially not with a slow car, because that slow car is not going to be able to get out of the way quickly enough. Benny Watson is the loser on this as he is stuck behind that 74 machine, just waiting till those 2 lines get by him. He is going to drop at least outside of the top 20. That's a big break for some of those stragglers. Levi McIntyre picked up some spots. Arthur Xavier did as well. As Adam Garcia out in front. Gonna keep saying it. Adam Garcia, the only driver in the Duracell Cup Series that has run every single points-paying race since Race 1, Season 1, that has not gone to victory lane, is today the day. Garcia coming into this race 14th in points. Right behind him, William Brock. We talked about Zach Rogers' situation coming into this race, being all the way down 37th in points. The only other driver that has started every race this season is a charter driver that's behind him in the standings. 38th in points, William Brock. Average finishing position of 33rd in the first 8 races. Dylan Young, the points leader. Haven't really talked much about him today. He's quietly, methodically worked his way now up into the 2nd position, trying to continue to extend his points lead. A lot of the drivers that were behind him in the standings have hit some issues here today. Carson Gum, Ryan Brommer, and Levi McIntyre all have some damage. And Benny Watson we saw just get shuffled to the back, getting caught behind the slower machine of Phil Parker. I just noticed actually though, Mitchell Collins, Levi McIntyre, look at the damage on both those cars. They're up inside the top 10. Levi McIntyre's not off the pace. I thought he was. That 99 still got a shot, as does the 22. Who's the next slow car they catch? That'd be T Wright in the 28, Ryan Brommer in the 9. They're coming off turn 4 now. The leaders are just on the back straightaway, so we're looking maybe at about 12 to 15 laps before those two would get reeled in. Charles Belding's up here in the 91, looking for back-to-back wins. Got a car on pit road. Just heard the engine. That's Ryan Butcher in the 78. Phil Parker just made a pit stop as well in the 74. As RJ Bishop came up 13 one-thousandths of a second short of winning the non-charter event here today, earlier on this morning, and now he is out in front, showing the way in this race. Bishop had 2 starts coming into this race. Average finishing position of about 18th. Not bad for a rookie in just a limited number of Duracell Cup Series starts. How about these rookie stripes at the front, though? Joshua Osborne now will go to the inside looking for the lead. Mentioned that last year, we ended up having a rookie go to victory lane here at Michigan in Nathan Hudson. It was the second rookie to go to victory lane that season. Jacob Thibodeaux went to victory lane a few weeks earlier that season at Las Vegas. But we could end up having back-to-back seasons where Michigan gives us a first-time winning rookie in Duracell Cup Series competition. Here another engine up ahead. That's Phil Parker in the 74 again. They're going to catch him on the front straightaway, but Phil not hold. What is he doing? Now he'll move up to the outside. Oh, it's going to hurt RJ Bishop and company. Problem is, for RJ Bishop and others, they can't force the issue 4 wide, because you see right there, that middle line pushes up and pushes them up right in behind the 74, and now RJ Bishop's the only one stuck up there behind the 74 car. RJ's not going to be too thrilled about that, as he was up inside the top 5, and all of a sudden he's going to find himself way outside of the top 15. As Osborne shows the way, and then it's Ford's right behind him. Blue Ovals have been very good here at Michigan in the Duracell Cup Series. Last year was kind of a odd one where we fully expected to see the Blue Ovals up at the front, and instead it was a Chevrolet 1-2 finish. As Norman moves into second, Lopez there in third. That 38 car, I'm keeping my eye on that NVIDIA Ford Mustang because he just knows how to win here. He's done it twice. I would not be surprised to see him do it a third time. But how cool has it got to be for Joshua Osborne? Only his, I believe, second start of the season. And he's out in front, leading drivers like Michael Norman, the former champion, and Lopez, William Brock, J Millz, the most winningest driver in the Duracell Cup Series. It's got to be such a cool feeling there for that rookie, as Michael Norman's now going to go to the point. Field has gotten themselves really spread out right now. So the likelihood of us having a caution is probably going to be if somebody ends up wrecking with a slower machine. Don't really see much opportunities for 4-wide situations. What a great run right now. Hopefully I'm not jinxing it, but a great run there for Zach Rogers. Has made the playoffs every year he has been in the Duracell Cup Series. Matter of fact, Bulldog Motorsports has had back-to-back years of their drivers getting into the playoffs. They kind of had problems last season as neither advanced after the first round. As V Almariego, the 42, I believe that is a lead lap car, or a driver that was up to speed, and he was just on pit road, so fuel window would be open for these drivers to make it the rest of the way. Now these drivers have to decide which they want to do. As Ryan Brommer and T Wright are about to go a lap down, they finally have been caught. Look at Michael Norman slicing and dicing there in between T Wright and Ryan Brommer. He wasn't afraid to put his race car in a rather tricky situation. But going back to Zach Rogers, good run for him. Talked about the struggles he's had early portion of the season, just trying to get the season turned back around. Norman showing the way. Michael, as we mentioned, a pit road glitch last week. Rogers was hit with a pit road glitch as well. We got some drivers pitting. Is the 18 coming in? I know the 88 is. William Brock to pit road. And this is the money stop. T Wright is in as well. The lap machine, Carson Gums, second in points. James Qualls there. Seth Cole is in also. Jack Mitchell and Adam Sampsell just fell a lap down with coming to pit road. They were just on the tail end of the lead lap. So what do you decide to do here? These drivers can stretch it I believe, to lap 43 at least. Do you stay out a longer period of time and see if maybe a caution will come out, or do you come to pit road now and make sure that you don't get taken advantage of with fresher tires? Norman gives up the lead. He's in. Dylan Young, Cody Llamas, RJ Bishop, and a whole host of others. Lead's going to get turned over to the former champion, Jordan Lopez. I believe that he and Jacob Thibodeaux might have been the only two. Nope, add Mitchell Collins to the list of drivers that stayed out. Jose Millz also stayed out, and I think, did Benny Watson stay out? 75 was on pit road, so we're waiting for 4 drivers to come to pit lane. And here come 2 of them at least. Lopez is in. Collins is in. Here comes Thibodeaux. Here comes Millz. So this will complete the cycle of pit stops. Everyone is good to make it the rest of the way on fuel. Who does the lead cycle out to now is the question. I think right here might be potentially your battle for the race lead. Michael Norman and his teammate Cody Llamas bookending Dylan Young, the points leader. And D. Young's going to take a look to the inside of Michael Norman. Now we'll have to see where the 38 comes out in relation to these 3 drivers. There's Millz, there's Thibodeaux, so Lopez is going to be up here somewhere on the back straightaway, I would think. Is that him right there? Yep. And they're going to blow right on by him. It may be a 3-car battle for this win between Dylan Young, Cody Llamas, and Michael Norman. A battle of the Floridians. And let's remember that Dylan Young already has been to victory lane this season back at Atlanta. So I guarantee you the 18 and the 84, they probably won it more. Michael Norman is 16th in the points coming into this race. Cody Llamas is 25th. But both could secure themselves a spot in the playoffs if they were to go to victory lane here today. 4th place is going to be RJ Bishop. He's got his Young Motorsports teammate Adam Garcia right there with him. So Young Motorsports, they've got 3 of their cars up inside of the top 5. Levi McIntyre, that mangled machine looks like a Sprite can that got run over by a car. But he's in 6th. 7th is Jordan Lopez. 8th place right now is actually going to be Benny Watson, followed by Jacob Thibodeaux and Nathan Ormond. That is the top 10 as they run. Jose Millz, 11th. William Brock, 12th. Joshua Osborne just got shuffled back to 13th. Carter Friesen's in 14th. 15th is Matthew Rodriguez. Then it's Belding, LaPlante, Gum, Batson, and Collins, the top 20. With Johnny Gardner and Arthur Xavier look like they are really the last couple of cars that are up to speed. Slow pit stop for Zach Rogers. I jinxed him. Shouldn't have said anything. He's now back in 26th with Smith, Qualls, and Almariego. That's 23rd back to 26th. Haas in 27th. Seth Cole in 28th. Cole Baker 29th. 30th place right now is Charles Sandfer. Ryan Acosta's 31st. 32nd is Cole Deaver, and I believe that is the last car on the lead lap. It's up front. It's all Fords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 Michael Norman Motorsports Fords, 3 Young Motorsports Fords. And I don't know if there's enough time for this second group to catch them. Levi McIntire's trying to reel these guys in to put Blue Oval Automotive into the conversation, but I don't think he's got enough time or enough speed or enough help. Got battling between a group of 5 up at the front. Got a battling here between a group of about 7 or 8. And that is 7th place on back. Adam Garcia and Cody Llamas got held up by Phil Parker. They just caught the 2 Lake Effect Autosports Fords. That gives Levi McIntyre some new life. He's going to catch up at least to Llamas and Garcia, and we'll see if these 3 can reel in the other 3 of Young, Bishop, and Norman. So that might have put Levi McIntyre back up into the hunt. Talk about catching a break. More traffic ahead. Battle for position going on as well there between J Deaver and R Acosta. That's for 31st. And these two don't care that the leaders are behind them. They're trying to finish the best they can. Every position is a point, and every point matters when you get down to the crunch time portion of the season, heading towards the playoffs. RJ Bishop to the inside of his team owner, Dylan Young, for the race lead. Garcia there as well. It's 1, 2, 3 right now for the Young Motorsports cars, with 5.5 laps to go. Llamas is back up here as well. Levi McIntyre. I think it's easy to say a Ford's going to win this race. The question is, which one? You've got Bishop, who's looking for his first career Duracell Cup Series win, only his third start. You've got Adam Garcia, who's looking for his first career Duracell Cup Series win in what, 110 starts. And he'll get the lead. Michael Norman right there as well. McIntyre, Young, Llamas. Who is going to be the one to cross the line first? All these drivers are good to make it on fuel. It's all going to be who maneuvers their way through this traffic. You've got Deaver, Acosta, and Butcher just up ahead. 3 cars. And look at Norman. He's trying to stick Garcia on the top side, using the slower machines as a pick. Is it going to work? It is. Norman's going to go to the point. Garcia always trying to get down to the middle, trying to stick Deaver on the outside line. Deaver's not giving him the room. Oh, now he does. Garcia just forced his way in there. And now going to door bang the 08. Don't think the 23 is all that happy. Oh, now he's boxed in behind the 78 of Ryan Butcher. And Michael Norman's starting to pull away. That's not a good thing if you're the race leader. They're going to catch you. Garcia, can he cross down to the inside in front of Levi McIntyre? He's going to try it, and he will. Cody Llamas has got to find his way back in line as well. He's stuck behind the 78. Dylan Young to the lead. Help from his teammate. Both teammates. Charles Sandfer next on the hit list for these drivers to have to get around. 30th position. Last car in the lead lap. You've got R Brommer there as well. Zach Cole Baker up ahead. Lot of traffic for these leaders to have to deal with. Sandfer's going to the inside of Brommer. It's going to be a wall in front of these leaders going into 3. Garcia, is he thinking 3 wide? You bet he is. Well, almost some contact there between between Brommer and Bishop, rather. Charles Sandfer trying to pick up spots here. He's gotten around Ryan Brommer. He's now trying to go by Cole Baker. That's for 29th. Garcia's gone to the point, and he's starting to pull away just a little bit with 2 laps to go. Michael Norman now going to move into 2nd. McIntyre battling with Bishop for 3rd. Norman trying to get around Charles Sandfer. He's going to have a big run on Adam Garcia here heading to 3 and 4. No more traffic though. This is it. They've cleared all the traffic up to this point. It's now going to be Garcia, Norman, Bishop, McIntyre. Look at Bishop to the inside of Michael Norman. Is he playing defense for his teammate, not allowing Norman to get up there? Or is Bishop going to go for it himself? He's looking to the inside. Garcia throws the block. It's going to be a couple of teammates out of Young Motorsports looking both for their first career wins. Does Bishop move to the inside of Garcia here into 3? Does Garcia throw the block on him? Garcia trying to keep his car as wide as possible. Here comes Bishop to the inside. We're going to photo finish it here at Michigan. It's Garcia, Bishop at the line. Adam Garcia finally breaks the streak, and he'll get his first career Duracell Cup Series victory here today at Michigan International. And for at least the 3rd time to my knowledge, Michigan International Speedway plays host to a Team 1-2 finish. It was Blue Oval in Season 1. It was Northeast Motorsports in Season 3. And it's Young Motorsports here today in Season 4. And a 110 race winless streak, going all the way back to the season opening Daytona 500 from Season 1, comes to a close. Adam Garcia finally becomes the final driver to have run every Duracell Cup Series race to finally find victory lane. And boy, he had to earn it there out of turn 4. RJ Bishop saw an opportunity as a non-charter driver to go to victory lane. As a rookie, he was 13 one-thousandths of a second short in the non-charter event to Adam Sampsell earlier on today. 36 one-thousandths of a second short here in the charter event. Back-to-back runner-up finishes in the past 12 hours for RJ Bishop, and it's a 1-2 finish, as I said here, for Young Motorsports. And Adam Garcia not only gets his first career win, but coming into this race 14th in the standings, may have just locked himself up a spot, his first appearance in the playoffs for the Duracell Cup Series Championship. And take a look at the top 7. Mentioned how strong the Fords have been here every single season at Michigan. All 7 blue ovals with Garcia, Bishop, McIntyre, Llamas, Young, Norman, and Millz. Nothing but Young Motorsports, Michael Norman Motorsports, and Blue Oval Motorsports as far as the eye can see. Jacob Thibodeaux was the highest running non-Ford. He'll finish in 8th. Benny Watson battled back for 9th. And William Brock, a great run for him, a well-needed run after the struggles he's had earlier on this year. He'll finish in 10th. Nathan Ormond brings it home in 11th. Joshua Osborne was the second highest non-charter driver to finish. He was 12th. Jordan Lopez was 13th, followed by Keith Batson and Vince Almariego. Zach Rogers managed to battle his way back up to 16th place, followed by our pole sitter LaPlante. Last week's winner, Charles Belding. Mitchell Collins and Carson Gum completed the top 20. But Dylan Young, with his 5th place finish, and Carson Gum down there in 20th, will continue to extend his points lead heading into next week's race. Take a look at the rest of the finishing results, as after a bunch of wrecking that took place back around lap 15, several drivers were off the pace and finished off the lead lap. Only one driver, however, finished out of the race. That was K Mathews, and his wreck didn't even warrant a caution here today. But we only had one yellow and some incredible racing there at the end, leading to a photo finish, 36 one-thousandths of a second. Adam Garcia, the streak is snapped. 110 races. That equals out to just a tick over 3 full seasons that he had not found victory lane. It finally happens here today at Michigan. I'll tell you what, that's the one thing about the Duracell Cup Series. You never know what the playoff grid is going to look like. We've got some names up there that have made their way potentially into playoff spots that at the start of the season at Daytona, I didn't think we were going to be seeing. But there's still a long ways to go in this season as well. We are just a little bit past the first half of the regular season. So we're about a quarter of the way through the regular season right now, and we've still got some really good tracks coming up here in the future, including next week. Next week, we're going to be at Pikes Peak International, getting ready for some short track racing. That's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you tune in for that. But as Adam Garcia continues to celebrate his first career Duracell Cup Series victory, we thank you all for tuning in to today's race from Michigan. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results, and these are what your point standings look like heading into next week at Pikes Peak International. For everybody here at Michigan International Speedway, though, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been tuning in to yet another broadcast courtesy of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.